Um,
Yeah, that shit's
don't
so
you
not
say-
attractive. I'm sorry.
wait.
Contradiction.
Hi, y'all. How you doing?
Hi,
What's the art?
Glitch.
Yeah. So glitch. Um, is there a proposition you're willing to defend?
A proposition? You mean just my stance on trans people? See, I
Yeah.
don't do Philbro philosophy. I just have regular conversations
Okay.
because
Oh yeah,
this is not a
the account
philosophical
called
issue.
Agwalmart sent me a very disrespectful message.
So
What did they say?
this is an actual conversation. That's just letting you know. So
Okay.
I think we were supposed to debate the other day. Do you want to debate?
Look, buddy. Do you want to have a conversation or do you want to have a debate?
Well, I want to have like an informal debate, right? I don't want to have a philosophical conversation. I'm not versed in that. I
Bro,
think
look,
regular
bro.
people should be able to talk about this issue like regularly.
All right. So what's your view?
My view is that
Wait,
trans
what's
people
your
are humans.
argument? What's your argument for QB and regular? Sorry. All right.
For what? What was
Yo,
the
I'm about
question?
to knock your ass out.
What was the
I
question?
meant so I
What's your
said.
argument for QB and regular?
For what?
Mhm.
QB
I
regular?
Mhm.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah. Just ignore all that. Just
Okay.
focus. So what's your view?
Yeah, so trans women are women. They're human beings. We should give them basic respect, even though they're the minority, the vast minority. Most women are female. That's true, but not all women are female. So let's just look at the science and let's be realistic about it and just accept these people.
Okay. Can you give us your definition of woman?
Yeah, there's multiple definitions of woman, and I also want to give a precursor. Definitions are just descriptive. It doesn't really matter how we define it. If we
Yeah, I'm
want
just
to,
asking for your
yeah,
definition.
I
That
know.
would
I heard
include
you, and I
trans
said I would
women.
give the answer. Did you hear me say that?
Okay. Yeah,
So
no, please,
I want to
can
give
you
some
get started?
information ahead of time.
Yeah,
It
I'm
doesn't
aware.
really
It's okay.
matter. It doesn't hinge
Because I'm a
like my.
woman.
Hold on a minute. I want to be able to finish this a thought. My argument doesn't hinge
Thank you,
on
bro.
what the simple definition is, but a simple definition for woman is someone that denotes phenotypically and or genotypically to the female sex, although they may have not been born female.
Okay, so someone who denotes phenotypically and genotypically.
And or
Yeah, that's literally what I said.
you said and.
Phenotypically. No, I said phenotypically and or genotypically.
You
That's what
did
I
the
said.
second time. Just now you did say
Okay.
or.
I didn't. I mean, if I didn't, whatever. But
Yeah,
yeah, why is he
whatever.
speaking? Why, bruh? I will drop you
Glitch,
and
can
then
you
I'll
stop
get my
chimping
dad.
I
out,
like your
please?
accent.
You don't like my
You
accent?
guys are
You
going to
like
try to
it?
find any reason to kick me instead of engaging with me. I
Are
know
you
how it
being
goes.
xenophobic
No, it's
right
okay. It's
now?
okay. You know what? I won't kick you. It's fine. Just so you don't get that pleasure of being like, oh, they kicked me. So you
He's
can go ahead.
xenophobic because he loves making fun of accents.
No, I actually like it. It's endearing.
So
Well,
you admit
Glitch,
that you're racist?
can I just request
I
one
would
thing
argue
from
that's
you?
just like a blunder. On
But
your
when the
part.
conversation continues, can you just refrain from like chimping out?
I don't know what that means.
I think chimping out is also a derogatory term.
Yeah,
towards
it
African
feels
Americans.
derogatory, especially since you don't know my race. So, can we have an actual debate, you guys? Like, informal, like we said, but can we actually just talk about the issue and not me?
Wait a second. It's more derogatory, like in virtue of that they don't know your race.
Oh, if somebody was African American or black and you called them a chimp, there would be an implication there racially, which would be derogatory.
You think
Yeah,
he
but
was
I don't know
calling
your
you a
race.
chimp or just saying you were chimping out?
So he's
But I
potentially
don't know
calling
your
a black
race.
man a chimp. That's what I was saying.
What?
You said he doesn't know your race. What are you talking
Therefore,
about?
he could be potentially calling a black man a chimp. That's the whole
Wait, so
point.
hang on, Glitch. You do realize like words have intent and meaning, right?
Can we?
And it
I
doesn't
know you
matter
guys
who they're
don't want to
directed
argue
to.
about trans women, but can we actually do that? Is that
Okay,
possible?
yeah, let's move on. Go yeah. You guys can go ahead. But
So why do you think they're women, Glitch?
oh wait, I'm not debating him. I'm just chill maxing.
Trans
What are you
women are
doing?
women because woman
Yo,
is not
Maxi.
just a simple term that means female. It's more than that, and we've learned about this. It's a gender that is one of the binary genders in America, and what most
Can you
of
give me an exclusionary definition?
what would exclude someone from being a woman.
That's not what an exclusionary definition is.
Well, I told you I'm not a philosophy brother. I don't do this.
Do you believe they're women because gender is what again? Glitch?
If you say what?
Why do you believe they're women?
Because that's their gender and they're telling us. It's the same as like sexual orientation. If someone tells us what their sexual orientation is, we have to take them at their word value.
If the autogynephiliac told you he was a woman, he's a woman.
What's that? What is that disorder?
Are you like mentally incompetent? You don't know
Oh,
what
honey.
autogynephiliac is?
It's just where someone's like gets aroused.
Yeah,
the thought of being
I'm not
trans.
into researching that kind of stuff, and it has nothing to do with trans people. So why would I be
Does,
versed on that?
Actually, it's someone who is aroused at the idea of like presenting as a woman, and they typically claim to be a woman.
So this is like some sort
Pretend to
of
be trans.
cross-dressing, but
Yeah,
tied in with
that's how
sexuality.
That's how transsexualism came about. You don't know? Like in Germany, when they used to burn the books with transsexualism ideologies.
I think that you're coming from a place of ignorance with that statement.
Do you
But
not
we can
think
move
that
on with the
happened?
transgender debate if you
Do you
guys
not
want.
think that transgenderism was popular?
I don't
in
know
Germany?
about the history in Germany about
I
transsexualism,
don't
quote
think you know
unquote.
history at all.
Well, I mean, I could find something obscure that you don't know about too. Do you want to talk about? I don't know, like the ROI of a DTS loan in real estate.
But that's already hard.
Well, that's what he's doing too. He's not talking
No,
about
it's not.
transgender. We were talking about gender, current gender.
Yeah, I'll tell you why it's relevant. Because you said that someone is just a woman simply by claiming to be a woman. So then Paul is just like saying that you'd have to accept that onagophiles are women.
What?
By the way, yeah, but hang
Do
on,
they
hang on.
say they're women? No, they pose
Yeah, they
as
do.
women for sexual gratification.
And they say they're women.
No, when
There are
they
cases
come
of
home at night, they
autogynephiliac.
take off their dress and they take off their makeup and they live as a man. They don't
Oh,
identify as a woman.
Your precondition was self-identification. If autogynephiliacs self-identify with
Hang on, Paul.
women,
We can just like we can just completely move on from like what it includes and excludes, right? The definition in itself is inherently problematic, and let me tell you why. Okay, using a definition of woman as anyone who identifies as a woman is just begging the question because the claim restates itself.
I never said that was the
premise-
definition.
hang on, glitch. Excuse me. The premise: a person identifies as a woman, therefore the conclusion they are women. Right. The premise already uses the concept woman via identifies
This is
as a woman.
a straw man, sir. I never said that's the
it's not.
definition. In fact, I gave you a
You
separate
said it- hang on.
definition.
You said a woman is anyone who identifies.
No,
as
I
a
did
woman.
not. You guys said, how would you tell if a woman is a woman? And I said, if they tell me they're a woman, I would take them at face value. That doesn't mean that there's
can you
nothing,
please
no
give
other.
me a
Hold on.
non-indexable?
That doesn't mean that there's no other implications or reasons or validations for being a woman. We have tests. We have psychological exams. We have people that study this. They have to be insistent, consistent, persistent. They have to tell us who they are over time. It's not just a willy-nilly thing. Oh, one day I woke up on Thursday and I want to be a woman. No, come on. And it's not a psychological sexual disorder like the other person brought up, where they say I'm a woman and it makes me come. No, I mean, come on, you guys. This is a valid thing in psychology. Let's try to stay
Wait.
on point and not be juvenile.
Glitch.
Okay, thanks.
Okay,
Whenever-
Glitch, let me ask you that.
Yeah, whenever-
Can you please give me a non-indexable definition for woman?
I don't agree with that terminology. You used that last time, and I don't think that non-indexable. What does that mean? That's something in computer
So
code.
that'd be like so non-indexable would be like based on biology, and it aims to refer objective, mind-independent features.
I didn't
whereas,
catch
like,
I
social-
didn't catch half of that sentence. I don't
Okay.
know what those
A
words were.
non-indexable definition is a definition which is based on biology, aimed to refer to objective, mind-independent
Yeah.
features.
Do you remember the
right?
whole
Hang on.
non-philosophy thing? Your memory
not
is so
philosophy.
short.
You realize this entire
Hey,
topic.
If you said that to
social
anybody on the
indexable
street, they would
definition.
look at you like you were crazy. Nobody
So
knows what
this
that
is-
means.
The entire topic
An
is
indexable
philosophical.
It's not
definition
philosophical.
depends on
This is
cultural
tangible,
norms,
real
social
world,
recognition, and
real
context
applicable
dependent
people,
behaviors.
human beings in real life.
You think,
No
you
philosophy
think that,
needed.
Hold on. You think just because something's like tangible,
And studied by
sounds
science and
philosophical.
understood by neurobiology
Studied by
and brain
science.
science and
Glitch.
physical science,
Glitch.
hard science. Yep.
Let me give you like a good example, right? Take the word sick, right? A non-indexable definition of sick would be like vomit, right? Something that's a physical thing, right? Where we can identify it and we can label it, right? The other say take sick again, right? Take it in the meanings it means like cool or good. Okay, that'd be a indexable definition.
What was
because
the
it
word you
relies
said?
on
What
social
good?
and cultural norms.
Colo good. I didn't. That's just what I heard. What did you say?
I said take the word sick, right?
No, after that, the second term you said
Yeah, colloquial norms.
colloquial.
Right,
Okay.
social recognition. Right, so The definition of sick, which would be a social or indexable one, would be the one where it means good or cool, right? You know, oh, bro, that's sick, right? Because it relies on social recognition.
So all that
Whereas-
meant all that to say words can have different meanings. Okay.
No, I'm asking you for a non-indexable definition for woman, meaning it doesn't rely on social recognition. So it would exist. Say if you took a society, okay?
Oh, I mean,
and you asked them, hang on, and you asked them to find a woman, okay, and you gave them three physical, biological, and objective mind-independent features, right? Like adult, human, female. These are all things we can test, okay? These are things where if you had an alien species, they could come down, you gave them that information, they could find a woman. If you told them find a woman and you gave them anyone who identifies or one that's like, you know,
host,
they
this
fall
is
under a social
way too
category,
in depth for like.
they wouldn't have this information.
This is way too in depth and long and extended.
Are you not tracking? I mean,
I don't.
Glitch.
You're on the third.
Everything he was saying
You're on the
was pretty
third
easy to
paragraph
track,
of
I don't
the
know.
fourth premise. What's the question going to tie into, and how am I supposed to
The
remember
question
all
is
these
give a
different things?
non-indexical definition.
Okay.
So just like the final.
Stay
We
if a
really don't
woman
need your
died.
commentary to
Glitch.
whoever's
Glitch.
talking. That's
Glitch.
not
Oh,
healthy.
Say
yeah,
if a
you're-
woman died, hang on. Say if a woman unalived, right? The non-indexable definition would still be able to identify them, right? You could tell they were human, you could tell them they're adult, and you could tell they're female based on their their physiological
So
structure.
you're just asking
right?
me, don't
Take
appeal
a
to
social
woman,
definition.
appeal to other stuff that would apply to a woman.
Well, no, I'm saying give me a definition of a woman which doesn't just rely on social recognition. Because a lot of social recognition definitions will
Phenotypically and
become circular.
genotypically denoting to female, but not necessarily born female. That's a psychological and neurobiological definition.
Right, but that- okay.
Biopsychosocial construct.
Okay, but the difference being, right, is that some definitions are stronger than others, right? Let
Cool.
me give you
Why
an
are we
example.
talking about definitions?
Because
Definitions don't decide what women are.
Of course they do.
No, they
Because
don't.
If the definition of a woman was just
See, this is the problem,
a female
sir.
adult or an adult female, then cows could be women.
This is the problem, sir. Definitions are descriptive, and they tell us how we
Why are you
use.
talking about philosophy, Glitch?
This is definitional.
It is. It's philosophy of
well, you're
language.
just talking about
Dumb fuck.
This guy that's got his nipples hard for me. Can we get rid of this guy? Because he's really just interjecting and
I mean,
derailing the
well,
conversation.
no, your whole like, you're just like pitching a fit and crying about philosophy.
None of that's happening.
Yeah, you're the one appealing to philosophy.
None of that's happening.
It's just kind of funny. It is, right?
Nothing he said
when
was
you're
accurate.
saying things like, no, actually, you know.
Host, can we
definitions
actually have a conversation?
don't
I thought we
determine
were
if
actually getting
something belongs
somewhere.
To the category, right? That's
This
that's
guy's just
philosophy.
crying. Like, can we get this guy out of the room for a minute?
I'm crying.
glitch.
Wait, how am I
Also,
crying?
I want to
Yeah,
actually have
another
a
common
conversation.
thing- hang
This
on.
is more meta bullshit. We were
Glitch,
actually
glitch.
on a line of conversation. Now we're totally
No, because
derailed.
whenever in a
Glitch, hang on.
For some
I
reason,
would
this
like you
aura
to
guy's
give
like
me-
he's like offended that I'm in here talking. Just go somewhere else for a
Yeah.
while, bro. You don't have to be here.
Okay, no.
I give you
I'm just
permission
saying,
to
like,
leave.
whenever-
Go ahead.
hold on,
I
dude,
give you
can
permission to
mute up,
leave.
please?
Go ahead.
Can you mute up?
Go ahead and
Okay,
leave.
mute, right. So
Go
whenever
ahead.
in
I don't need your
SWP,
constant criticism.
like,
It's not going to help.
Whenever he's engaging
It's
with you,
okay
right,
that your butt hurt.
Your
Just leave.
responses, your response.
This is a debate.
Responses,
Me and the host wanted to debate. You don't have to protect
You
the
and the
host.
host want to debate.
The host, we've been
host?
talking about it for a week. Go away.
I'm sorry, but
You don't have to
are you-
protect him.
Why are you not like?
Down boy. Down boy.
Why are you debating in
Down
SWP
boy.
if he's not the host?
Down boy. Down
You
boy.
good, bro? Are you good?
Bro, I didn't know you.
We don't need this meta analysis by this guy. It's just derailing everything.
Yeah, hang on, guys.
Well,
Yeah,
you're dodging
hang on.
everything
Go
he's
somewhere
saying,
else.
Glitch.
Go get some lemonade. You're gonna be all right.
Are you done?
Oh, he's muting me.
No,
You
no.
need to chill, Max, bro. Chill, Max.
Yeah, for real. No, so it's just like whenever NSWP like engages with you,
I don't really need your
you just
play by play,
dodge. You
man.
just dodge everything he
Nope.
says, and you
Nobody's
cry and
dodging
say,
anything. We were
"That's
engaging perfectly
philosophy.
fine,
I know,
honey.
That's philosophy.
Yeah, when someone
I
uses
said we're not talking
philosophical,
about philosophy, so you can dodge.
you
what
guys,
he's
I'm gonna
saying,
leave
not
if
engage
this is
with
gonna
it.
be the way it is.
But then you are talking about
Host, you got
philosophy
30
yourself.
seconds.
Oh, I got 30 seconds. Oh, what's she gonna do?
I'm gonna
Gonna
leave
leave.
because you guys are. This is a concession.
Oh.
You guys are
A
just.
concession.
You're
Right,
talking about
go ahead.
meta
Just hang
bullshit.
on.
You're not talking
Let
about
me
the
and Glitch
science
just, like, have
anymore.
the conversation.
We were talking about the science of transgender people. Now he's derailing it because I was winning. It's obvious.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody
You're
who watches this
definitely
video
winning, bro.
later will be able to tell.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah, for
glitch,
sure.
glitch. All I ask from you is two things, right? Give me a definition for women that does not do these two things. Number one, it does not use the word woman in this definition, right? Because that's circular. Number two, it does not describe how we use the word. It tells you what it is. Please go ahead.
It
Give me
does
one
not
definition.
describe how we use the word. It tells you what it is. Someone
Yeah,
that
exactly.
genotypically and or phenotypically denotes to the female sex.
Yeah, how do trans women genotypically and phenotypically align with the female sex?
How much time do you have? That's a very open-ended question. There's lots of information that
Do
we
you
can
know
talk
what
about.
genotypical is? Do you know what genotypical
Denoting
is?
to genes, yeah.
What genes do trans women have?
I never said that they did. That was a definition for women.
Okay, what phenotypical
So then you'd have to
is
say that like trans men are women then, right?
Glitch, by
Because
the
they
way.
would satisfy that disjunct.
Trans
Glitch,
men are
by the
not
way,
women.
Hang on. Glitch.
But
by
they
the
would
way,
they would have the genotypical
Wait, Aura,
traits that
Aura,
would
hang on.
denote to
Hang
the.
on, Aura, hang on. By the way, Glitch.
Can you actually
definition
just
would
get these
also be
people out of here?
verified.
They're just derailing the conversation constantly.
Glitch.
Yeah,
Glitch.
I just like demonstrated
on.
how your definitions suck.
The definition you just gave me was not exclusive, it was inclusive, and I'll tell you why, right? Because that would also apply to girls, so therefore you'd have to also consider people under the age of 18 women, because a girl would also denote to the phenotypical characteristics.
If it doesn't apply, then it wouldn't apply. I mean, we could also say, well, you're under 18, so you're not technically a woman. Okay, cool. It doesn't ruin my definition.
No, I'm saying people under 18 would be women in your eyes.
No,
like
they
a
wouldn't.
1-year-old, well, they would.
I don't have
A
to
1-year-old.
exclude every single person that doesn't fit the definition. It's just a general definition. See, this is the point.
Yeah.
This is the point I wanted to make.
Then he asked
Hold on.
you
This is the
for,
point I wanted to make
item.
before your henchmen constantly interrupt me. A definition is just a way. It tells us what a descriptive way that language is simply used in that time. Simply. It doesn't tell you what something
Didn't he-
is. Stop denoting or stop relying and deferring to a simple definition to tell you what something is definitively. This is the mistake you guys are making.
Didn't he
Yeah, well,
ask
Do
you to
you
not
understand that?
Give, didn't he ask
Your
you to not give it
definition
to
would
them?
include like
NS,
babies.
do you understand that? What I just said?
Hold on.
Well, you're speaking gibberish. Like I'm not.
No,
trying to
I'm
be
not.
rude,
What
but
I'm saying is what's in the beginning of every dictionary. Descriptive
Also, you got
over
it wrong.
prescriptive
That's-
language. Do you understand this
Didn't he
idea
tell you
in your
not to
mind?
give you a descriptive
Glitch, you
use?
do
Well,
realize
no,
that
NS
definition.
Aura
Yeah,
and
yeah,
pause,
yeah.
please. What are you doing?
Well, no, because
Let
Glitch,
me
he told
talk
you
to
give
KJ.
one. He told you to give a non-general definition.
I don't need
and
you to
just
tell me
admitted
what
the one
he
you
told
gave was
me.
general. Well, you do.
It's gonna
because
be
you weren't tracking.
okay. We know you
Oh,
have to
I mean-
control everything. You've demonstrated that.
I have to.
Wait, wait,
I'm
Glitch.
just trying to help
If
you.
I-
dude.
wait,
Stop.
hang
We
on,
don't.
hang on, hang on.
KJ, do you need their
Honestly.
help, KJ?
No.
No,
But-
I'm
Okay,
I'm
wait,
please
helping you,
respect
Glitch.
KJ.
No, Glitch,
Why
you're
am
helping
I the
you.
one that's
Hang
telling
on,
you guys to
hang
do
on,
this
hang
and
on.
not the host?
Glitch, if you asked me for a definition for the word house, okay, and I just said a building with a
KJ,
door,
can you pause for
and
one
then you
moment,
said-
please? After this question is relayed to me, and then I answer, are there going to be
Yo,
four
Glitch,
people
can
interacting
you,
with
like,
me after
back
that?
down, bro? Nobody gives a
Hopefully not. We'll see.
Hop off
Okay,
the
can
meta.
you
I-
do
I
something
don't
to
really have
stop
control
it,
of that.
please?
Yo,
Because
Glitch, hop off the meta.
it's happened 10 times.
Hop off the meta.
Can you stop Aura and can you stop
Can you hop
Paul?
off the meta?
Please.
Okay, good boy. Now, anyway, Glitch, as I was saying,
Where
he
did
asked
he
you
go?
to give you a definition that's not just a
Why did
general
you guys
usage.
kick KJ?
And that's exactly what you just said you did. So,
Why did you kick KJ?
I mean,
Host, what are you doing?
like, were you tracking?
Is it
or were
because you
just, like,
can't
being
beat me?
dishonest purposely?
Because this is the third time you've ran away
Or
from the
what?
conversation? So this is the third time that you guys have ran from the conversation?
Can you answer the
I'm
question?
going to leave in about 25 seconds if you guys don't change the dynamic of this conversation to something that's fair. In about 25 seconds if you guys don't change the dynamic of this conversation.
What exactly have we ran from?